Hi, I'm Jim Ritchie, CEO and co-founder of AEONrv, and I'm going to give you a little walkthrough of our 70,000-foot state-of-the-art RV manufacturing facility. So come on in. So we moved into this facility about a year and a half ago, and then we expanded about a half a year ago from 35,000 to 70,000 square feet to keep up with the demand from our customers. So follow me and I'm going to show you around. So when we get the chassis from Ford, they look like this here on the left. These actually, a couple of these are a little dirty because they drove when we were having a snowstorm. But the chassis come in, the first thing we do is we do suspension modifications. You can see some boxes here from Van Compass. We're partnered with Van Compass on the suspension modifications and lifts. We pull the tires off, we put new tires on. We're using the new BF Goodrich KO3 tire now. You can see we actually take the steel wheel wells, strip them, and then have them powder coated black. You can see some of those here. We like the way that looks. So this currently is a 4-stage production line where we bring in the chassis after it's had suspension work and tires and things like that done. It goes over into the first station over here where we initially put the floor on, then we build the rest of the box around it. And you can see here various stages of box build. When the box is completed, it then goes out here and goes over to our finish stations, and we'll show you that when we walk through this door here. So follow me over here. You see here we have all these racks. We designed and built these racks to hold our panel systems. This is a very unique and probably the most important feature of the AEONrv is that we're built out of what are called fiberglass reinforced insulated panels, or FRPs. And they have a lot of really nice characteristics and some even unique characteristics that make them ideal for building an off-road, off-grid, 4-season RV. First of all, they're just super well insulated. When we build this box and we put it all together, we call it a Yeti cooler on wheels. It is so well insulated, in fact, it's airtight. When we calculate the R value of the entire box build, including the doors and windows, it actually calcs out to R15. The roof alone is R22, and I'll show you what the panels look like. So let's go over and look at them. So here we actually have some back walls, and you can see we've actually designed and engineered a structure inside these walls. And this allows us to actually mount L-track on the back wall into a structure versus just foam. Because most of these panels are fiberglass sheets that are glued to polyurethane foam, and that creates a structural rigid panel. So you saw a back wall was 3 1/4 inches. This is a side wall and it's 2 inches. And you can see they're not that heavy. I mean, I'm able to pull this up very easily. Quite light, but very structurally strong. They're CNC cut for precision. You can see here, this is a roof panel. It's very thick, super insulated. Like I said, this is R22. Has some roof cutouts for various things that we install. The skylight, max fan. And then here's a different type of panel. These are just some pieces of it. These are what we use for the inside walls. It's a fiberglass panel with a honeycomb plastic core. Here you can see we're actually building a roof assembly before it's going to be put on. And the way these panels come together is with what is called a pultrusion or extruded fiberglass. So what's unique about these pultrusions, if I grab one, here's a pultrusion. So the way this works is this particular piece joins, say, for example, a sidewall to the floor. So it actually gets glued on like this, and you can see some of the actual panels here that are glued on. What's unique about this system is everything is glued together. We use a high strength polyurethane adhesive. It's a marine industrial adhesive. Almost like everything in these panels, it's German fiberglass, German foam. and German glue. And that unique characteristic of this glue, not only is it extremely strong, it has a very long working life, up to like 50 years. And when it cures, it dries just with a little bit of flexibility in it, which is a really nice characteristic for going off-road and off-grid to create, to make it, be able to flex just slightly. These are extremely strong and also fairly lightweight when you consider what they're doing. So when we build this whole box and put this together, we end up with a box that is stronger, lighter, much better insulated, and has a little bit of flex in it, which are all characteristics that you'd want in an off-road, off-grid RV. You can also see our floor panel here actually has additional structure. It has marine plywood that's actually built inside the panel. And then when we install the actual floor, which you can see they put this floor on, we actually bolt it down to the frame because we have steel we've designed in the floor, as well as glue it to the floor. So it's unique, and it does sit on some rubber, thin rubber mounts as well to keep it straight off the steel of the Ford chassis. Here you can see our custom stainless steel wheel wells that we've designed, and this gives us a lot of room for the tire to travel. And then we actually insulate these eventually with 2 inches of foam insulation using the same material that we have from the sidewalls. We build over those wheel wells to really provide a real solid insulation. So when you end up building the panel the way we do, you'll notice these protrusions actually allow the panels to overlap, and that creates a thermal transfer-free design. We're very careful not to put anything on the outside, like a metal or anything that would then allow you to transfer heat or cold, more importantly, inside. And that's really key when you want to camp in the winter or camp in damp conditions. It eliminates frost happening inside the vehicle and then getting any condensation forming anywhere inside the vehicle, which is a problem on a lot of campers. And we've designed this to really be a true four-season. It's tested down to camping in minus 25 degrees, and all of our systems are about keeping the cold out or keeping the hot out in hot conditions, and really designing a thermal transfer-free design. Two main sides to our manufacturing facility. This side is we call the box build side, and it's also our cabinetry shop. I'm going to show you a little bit more about the cabinetry, but let's walk over and look at how we do that. So why did we invest in our cabinetry shop? Is we wanted to have full control of how our cabinetry is built, the quality of it, and the precision of it, and that we can make it more cost effective for our customers. So this particular CNC router machine has an auto labeler, an auto loader. It takes the plywood off the stack over here. It will actually lift it up, put it on the table. That's a vacuum table. It will suck down the material, and then it actually has, I think, up to 24 different cutting heads we can use to cut out. We can pre-drill holes, and it really makes us, the assembly and the manufacture of the cabinetry, go much faster, be higher quality, and be more precise. So with the thermally fused laminate colors here, these are actually, as the word says, under high pressure and heat, the color material is thermally fused into the underlying plywood, and it actually gives a grain surface. This is incredibly strong and will wear forever. In fact, you can take a screwdriver and you can't scratch it at all. So this will last a long time. This particular color is our most popular, our light color. It's called Simplicity, but we also offer a medium dark color, which you can see over here, which is called Union Peak. This is some cabinets being assembled. You can see a larger piece over there with the color. So this is also, as an option, you can get the Union Peak color. This is our electrical and plumbing kitting, where we build sub-assemblies. As you can see, and we've mentioned, and I'll mention even more in the video, we try to use high quality components. For instance, we only use Anchor brand wiring, which is a tinned and stranded wiring. All of our plumbing components are really high quality. You got some components here, pre-assembling those. You can see some of our black tanks here, how we install them, our water tanks, and we pre-build all these, kind of get them ready for the final assembly, which I'll show you out. So come on the floor. One of the things I do want to mention is we're very focused on technology at AEONrv and the ability to track our manufacturing. So we have dashboards. All of our RV technicians, which is to see the people moving around building the RVs, we call them RV technicians. They all have tablets that show them exactly the next task they're supposed to do, how they can complete that task, instructions to help them. And so we're very focused on technology. And you can see our dashboard over here. We're actually tracking the status of all of our vehicle builds, what's going on, and that really helps us keep the production line moving and keep on track as we build vehicles to meet our customers' demands. Over here we have three main different areas. Over in the corner over there, we call that our automotive station. So when the chassis come in initially from Ford, they go in there, and that's where we do the suspension modifications, tires, wheels, and put on some of the options. Then they leave that station, they go over to the production line that we already showed you, and then when it leaves that station, it comes over to this station here, where we do the bed liner. And when it leaves that station, it comes into one of these finishing stations, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, 10, 12 of these stations right now. And the vehicle stays there and it gets the rest of the components installed. The rest of the wiring, the plumbing, the rest of the appliances, and the finished cabinetry and all the finish work is done in these finishing stations. And then the vehicle leaves there, it goes into our QA, which is over along the wall where we do the final QA and testing, and then it's ready for customer delivery. So here we have some vehicles that are ready for customer delivery. They're either in the QA process of the QA has been finalized. We have I don't even know the number of QA steps anymore, but it's well over 100, probably approaching 200 different QA tests that we do once the vehicle leaves manufacturing to make sure that it meets the quality standards that we have. We also, when we actually deliver the vehicle to the customer, we do a final QA there as well, and then we do a detailed walkthrough and training with the customer. Typically takes up to 3 hours to actually go through the whole training with the customer, and we'll do that on the day of delivery. I hope you enjoyed our quick tour of the AEONrv manufacturing facility. It's 70,000 square feet, which is allowing us to scale up to meet our customers' demand. If you have any questions or interest, reach out to us at sales@aeonrv.com. We'd love to talk to you. And thanks again. I'm Jim Ritchie, CEO and co-founder of AEONrv.